Hello everyone and welcome back to Prestige Reef. It is 5 days, technically for me, 6 days for you, away for the UK's largest aquatic convention, which is called AQUAH, which is Aqua with an H on the end. The reason I'm giving you the website address is because if you haven't bought your tickets, go and buy your tickets. We have been asking for years for a large-scale show that they have in America, but over here. And one company or one person decided, you know what, I'm gonna give that a go. And they did. And last year was a huge success. So they decided to put it on again this year. When I say huge success, I think that is debatable. I think it was a huge success for the people that attended. I'm not sure it's a huge success for the person who put it on, because I believe that financially they didn't even break even. So that tells you that this isn't a given. Now, supposedly it can take up to 3 years for one of these shows to become profitable. Now, remember, I'm just telling you what I've heard. This may not be true. Supposedly it takes 3 years for these shows to be profitable. It does actually make sense. Even just to hire the hall for a day, I think is like £7,000. Although that may have gone up, like everything else has gone up in price. So to hire the hall for 3 days is £21,000. So that gives you a perspective of just how much goes into this. The only reason I'm telling you that is because I saw some people, how do I put this, moaning on Facebook that the price to entry is £20. Now, what can you get these days for £20? You go to McDonald's these days, it costs like £20, especially if there's 2 of you. You go to the cinema, I think the cinema is like £14 or something like that now. Maybe even more, the one near me. So for a full day's worth of entertainment, to spend time with like thousands last year of fish weirdos. People that are like us. Don't bring your partners, yeah? They're not like us. Unless they are like us, then you can bring them. To be in a room with thousands of people, the atmosphere and morale is so high, and like everyone's talking to each other and like egging each other on with regards to what to buy and things like that. I met Reef Dog, who is one of my best friends now, at one of these shows. So you genuinely do meet people at these shows. So if you're tired of being isolated with regards to this hobby, this might be the place for you. Anyway, the reason I'm rambling on is because, as I said, it's a huge amount of money. We have to support this. Like, we have to support it, because if we want this to happen next year, vote with your money and go this year. Don't moan to me like it's an hour away. It's worth the drive. Come see me and I'll show you. As I said, I'm about to show you all the corals that I have in stock. But anyway, that's my rambling over. I just think, like, I'm really passionate about this, and it's really important because I got tired of flying to America to go to these shows. It's just nice to have one here, and also to be part of one. Anyway, I will get on to the bit that you really want. You will have to excuse the mess in the coral farm. It's just, I guess, there is an unbelievable amount of hard work that goes into this. I think there's 10 coral vendors, so the competitions there pretty steep. You'll definitely see corals that you won't have seen before. Anyway, I'll show you what you're actually looking for. Now, this is what I mean by the worst the coral farm has ever been, and it is just a mess in here right now. Now, originally I started to tidy it, and then I thought, well, actually, if I continue tidying it, you might not actually even get a video, just because I've got a limited amount of time today. And I just thought, like, I'm sure you understand, I'm trying to, like, prepare 2,000 corals to take them 4 hours away, to set up 4 tanks, and then 2 days later, break them down again. So this is a massive undertaking. What I'm doing here is I'm using citric acid to clean all of the tanks, just to make the tanks look black, which has this effect, which you can see this black was actually done a couple of weeks ago, I think. So it actually has some detritus on it, but that should just wipe off. This looks way better than the trays which are covered in coralline algae. And obviously, this is my chance to sell coral to thousands of people, and I want to look as professional as possible. So any of the trays which are black like this that you see in this video will be coming to the show with us. So you can see I've got a range of different Montiporas. I know Aaron's Aquarium wanted me to bring some grafted Montipora, so I thought I'd bring a whole range for him. And then over here you can see the Sephastras, which I'm bringing. Some of them are more common types, just like this green one. And then I've got some Skittles Bomb Sephastria here in the middle. And then all the way over to the ever popular Sephastria Decadia. And the plan is to, this is actually a grafted piece of, you can't see it particularly clearly on the camera, but that's a grafted piece of Sephastria, which is sort of like a gold and orange colour. So the plan is to bring some of that as well. Now, moving on round here. This again shows you what I mean by the worst the farm has ever been, because I have not been cleaning the glass and some of the legs of the racks have broken while being moved, so some of the trays are slanted. But as I said, I am sure that you understand. The plan is for the show to bring as many corals as possible and as wide variety as possible. I want everyone to be able to buy something from me, whether that thing costs £10, £15, £200, even maybe up to some really, really expensive pieces. You never really know what is going to sell well. I'm pretty lucky because the auction site has showed me that some things obviously sell much, much better than others. Now, torch corals are always one of the favorites, so I'll be bringing plenty of those, probably even more than what you see here. As well as, interestingly, the favias, or the war corals, not favias, favites, or war corals sold really well last year. I think it's because they are a more sort of unusual variety than just sort of like green, because you see like the red and blue, or the sort of like dark green, or even the purple and red is a nice coloration. I've also got a blue one over here, although you can't see it brilliantly through the algae on the glass. So not cleaning it is a little bit backfiring. So I'll be bringing the blue ones. I've also got plenty of gonnies to go around, as you can see here, different coloured ones, pinks. These ones are super nice. Someone already has their eye on this pink one at the back, you see, sort of like pink and purple. So if you like these, you need to get in there very quick. I'm talking to you, Mark. If you want it, you got to come be the first person in the stand. Right, moving around here, I am bringing a classic with regards to these green candy canes. I am bringing these Dragon Soul favias. As you can see by the quantity, I'm not messing around with regards to what I'm bringing and how much. I think that all of these will sell. I'd be very surprised if they didn't. Last year I did a raffle and I had a bounce mushroom as the raffle. There's like 7 prizes of the raffle, but the bounce mushroom was the first prize. It was actually one of these. It was a Frankenstein bounce mushroom, but instead this year I'm going to be doing one of these sun-kissed bounce mushrooms. I may or may not have some to sell as well. See, I've also got some of those little baby fungias. They're I think they might be called rainbow fungias, but they're like sort of different colours to normal ones. Now this is probably my favourite tray. Starting this, we've got some Fascination Favia, and then moving over to here, we have a whole range of different Alveopora. I actually prefer Alveoporas to Goniopora just because they're so much easier to keep. And I've just got a few interesting different colorations of it. So this one, although it's white white/blue, I think the lights make it look more blue than it actually is, but it's mostly white. This is not a bleached coral. Alveoporas are one of the few corals you can get where white is actually a normal coloration for it. I've got these little pink ones. There's a better example of it. These pink ones are really nice. I'll be keeping some of that for myself. And then obviously we've got a whole range of greens and blues, pinks and greens, blues and greens. Basically every sort of Alveopora that I could find, I decided to bring. So that's that. Again, last year, the hammers and frog spawns sold, like I pretty much sold out except some of the green ones. So I'm bringing a whole range of different ones. As you can see, these trays aren't organized yet. So basically the corals that I'm bringing, I just put onto the trays and then I'm going to move them into pricing sections. I just had to work out what would sting each other on the day. So I can maximize the amount of space with regards to the Alveopora, for example, because they're all totally fine touching each other. Whereas the torches obviously need a little bit more space. Right, now move over here, we have got a few different platygyras. I absolutely love platygyras. I have got a blue and green one and a purple and green one, and if people are lucky, I may bring just one of these. Just one. I can't sell them because then I won't be able to grow them fast enough, but this is the only pink and green one that I have. So I've got 4 of them, but they will probably be pricey. And then I've got a few other random frags over here, chalices, things like that. Now this next tank is where I went massively wrong last year because I didn't bring any zoas, and zoas are by far one of the most popular corals. So what I thought I would do is I would have a soft coral tray, or a mostly soft coral tray. So you can see I'm bringing some green cabbage, I've got papaya clove polyps and green clove polyps, a whole range of different zoas, everything from like utter chaos to I don't know, I don't remember the names. People are going to ask me on the day and I just will not be able to answer, but the corals are on the website. These are tutti frutti, I know that, and these are scrambled eggs. So basically, if you want to know what those two are, I can answer your question, but there's going to be a whole range of different ones. And then, as I said, mushrooms. So we've got orange humours, we have some green humours, toadstools here. We've even got some passion fruit mushrooms, forest fire mushrooms. I think these are like magic carpet mushrooms. These are actually pretty cool. Oops. You know what the funny thing is? I just found these down the back of one of the tanks. So these, I must have just like floated there and they've grown. So I'm bringing these along. And yeah, so it's just something for everyone. Doesn't matter what tank you have, I am going to be able to cater for you. Now this is the final tray to show you. Still got 3 more trays to organize, so you can see just how much coral is coming. But this is obviously with some of the fancier, more expensive chalices. These are such cool chalices. These are Stoneleigh chalices. So they're sort of like a mixture of gold and red. It's not picking up brilliant on camera, but I 100% recommend these to anyone that likes chalices. Final thing to show you is I'm going to be bringing some larger LPS pieces. These are tucked down the back of the tank. I have to stretch fully just to be able to show you. You can see that's why my hand's shaking. So yeah, I'm going to be bringing these two actually really nice, because I can't see them from like normal, and I've had them for a couple of months now. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they look like when they fully come out. But as I said, I'm trying to cater for everyone, so hopefully I will be able to sell it all. Now, is it unrealistic to be able to sell all of these corals? Absolutely, but I am a man with a dream, and you can help me with that dream. So when you arrive, come and see me first. I'm sure I've got something for you. And yeah, as I said, it's important. I know I'd like ramble on about this. It's important that we support this, because I want this to happen every single year for the next 30 years. And that means we have to get in there now while it's early and fragile and go, you know what? This is what we want. So we're going to support this. You might wonder why I'm bringing so much stuff, and that's because I am putting my money where my mouth is. There is no point in me getting you all to come to the show if I haven't got something I'm not going to show you. Right, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Please feel free to comment below if you have any questions. And have a good week. And for the first time, well, not the first time, but one of the very few times I can say, I will see you next Saturday.